Travel Around Kazakhstan is an educational program on domestic tourism produced within the framework of Ruhani Jangiru project. Every episode, our camera crew travels along popular routes marked on a touristification map of the Republic. The province I am in stretches from Betpak Dala Desert to the Tian Shan. It further ranges from the Chui Valley and Karatau Mountains. Its territory is 144,000 square meters. 3 European countries like Denmark, Switzerland, and Latvia would fit in this huge area at the same time. However, a wealth of the country is not in its scale. It is in cultural legacy left by our ancestors, as well as medieval traders traveling from China to Khorasmia. Hello, today we reach the Jambul region. Its residents rate it as one of the champions of the Republic because of the number of historical monuments. My name is Aynash Sagundikova, and you are watching Travel Around Kazakhstan show. Residents consider 14th October of 1939 as a birthday of Jambul province. It is surprising that it was not an independent land area before. Parts of South Kazakhstan and Almaty neighborhoods created the new administrative unit. The district named in honor of the Kazakh poet and icon Jambul Jabayev. The title reflected in aspects of nature and architecture. The character of the name is in local citizens too. Everything here imbued with light, exuberant, and romantic lyrics of songs of icon. The climate of Jambul area is arid and extreme continental, so it sometimes reminds you of the peaceful desert. However, so it seems only at first glance. The flora of the region has 3,000 species of plants. More than 40 species of animals populate the hunting ground. The landscape is primarily flat. Besides hunting grounds, the Jambul province has its own 30,000 hectares of fisheries. They consist of 81 pools, 59 of which suited for fishing. The largest lakes are known as Tasotkil and Teris Ashibulak. Mainly, they have big head carp, white amur, carp species, and zander. Pike, bream, and common roach are also available there. Now, I understand why people call Kazakhstan the land of the Great Steppe. Look, no single hollows, no mountains. It is the flat surface where tireless and gusty Jambul winds take over. The district is particularly abundant in wind resources. About 50% of the region has an average annual wind speed of 5 meters per second. But in some spaces, this figure rises to 6.5 meters per second. It is, thus, logical that one of the most significant wind power mills of Kazakhstan is there. Right behind me is the Vista International Wind Station. It is one of the first industrial facilities generating electricity with the help of wind. Experienced engineers chose Kordai territory not by accident. The wind potential is 6.5 meters per second. Yes, even here, at the height of 167 centimeters, you can feel how strong steppe wind pierces through all your body. Vista International Wind Powerhouse is in 30 kilometers from Kordai village. It built on initiatives of the Republic government and the UN. It is in the framework of Kazakhstan and the action of a wind energy market project. The wind farm of Kordai plant includes 21 wind power units. They will partially solve the issue of energy shortage with its design capacity of 21 million kilowatt hours on district and regional levels. It will also reduce the dependence on imported electricity. At the optimal wind velocity of 15 meters per second, each wind power unit draws up to 1 megawatt of energy per day. These installations are called gondolas. Probably, in line with Venetian boats, both objects swim. In the first case, it is the river's flow, and second, in the downwind. Jambul region was one of the most critical and long areas of the Great Silk Road. Chinese merchants certainly visited its cities, such as Sairam, Taraz, Aksholak. They went to Akirtobe, Kulan, Mirkia, Shu, Aspara, and Kordai too. Just imagine that each of these settlements was like a big bazaar, where people traded in different languages and dialects for hours. It was a fantastic period when new civilizations and people appeared. In Jambul area operate special routes for tourists to head into the medieval world and feel like merchants on the Great Silk Road. Names of routes like Aksujabagli, Ekrit of Akirtas, pearls of ancient Taraz city, and from snowy peaks to sand dunes speak for themselves. You can get the ticket on excursion program or full package to Jambul region from local tourist operators. 42 of them are in the district. But if you are fascinated by extreme and unpredictability, travel by yourselves, as we did. Five years ago, nobody knew the name of this track. Now, the M39 route, or also known as Almaty-Tashkent-Tirmiz Road, is one of the essential parts of the Western Europe-Western China International Transit Car Path. The smooth and wide road is a trademark of the land. People call M39 road the concrete. On this road, your trip to Jambul region will be more comfortable, quick, and safe. It has 844 historical and architecture monuments. Thanks to rich past, the locality included in the revival of historic centers of the Silk Road State Program. It has the objective to create infrastructure for inner and international tourism. The Jambul area has all conditions for unforgettable rest of travelers. They have yurt settlement, wellness palace, and 5 recreation areas. Moreover, 10 holiday camps for children and 5 sanatoriums with unique curative mud and mineral waters are working there too. In 2016, the authorities of the territory allocated 40 million tenge for development of tourism.
В июле
One event that can globalize the tourist sector of Kazakhstan took place in July of 2014. It's the direct relevance to the Jambul district. 5 historic sites had included in the list of the Global Cultural Heritage of the UNESCO. Among them, Akirtas is of special importance. It is the memorial of history and culture of the Republican meaning. In terms of importance, this travel site stands along the Egyptian pyramids, the Acropolis of Athens, the Colosseum of Rome, the Mayan palaces in Peru, and antique legends of universal value. This regular in appearance stone park from red sand rock is not simply an archaeological site. It is an entire palace complex named Akirtas. They built it around 8 to 9 centuries. Experts from all over the globe are still guessing what purpose this room served for. Some lean toward the view that Akirtas was Nestorian convert. Others believe it is a Buddhist temple. Still others, however, altogether attribute the function of Arabic warlord resident to Akirtas. The ancient edifice of Akirtas is 45 kilometers away from Taraz city. Historians found the first evidence about it in the diary of Master Changchun, the Tao monk. He followed from China to Samarkand to Chinggis Khan camp in 1222. In addition to palace buildings, Akirtas complex comprises of country estates, a castle, a park, stone and clay quarry. It also had houses, that is, water pools. The word Akirtas from Kazakh translate as the last stone. The title is quite consistent with the atmosphere of the place. Stone walls look like they have something to hide about events of the past. Generally, the Akirtas has 70 rooms and 15 column galleries. Probably, this is why researchers named it Palace Complex.
Именно поэтому его и назвали дворцовым комплексом.
In 1999, archaeologists found small roadside caravanserai near the complex. At a distance of 1 kilometer, a fortress with 4 corner towers and ruler's castle were to southwest of the palace. They stood 50 meters from each other. All these constructions date back to 13th century. Even though Akirtas is only ruins these days, its area is larger than the Roman Colosseum. Here, as much builders worked as during the construction of pyramids in ancient Egypt. However, the city got never completed. Walls of Akirtas are 3.5 to 5 meters thick. The height of houses reaches 4 meters. The main building itself made up of 4 parts. The first one has a square and group of premises with exit to the yard. The second part contains 12 living accommodations and 5 utility storage. The group of rooms has 13 quarters around courtyard. You can say that the last part of Akirtas set the record for the number of living spaces. It has 18 of them. 2 iwans and 3 narrow facilities are among them. in Akirtas was definitely military headquarters. We can assume that this round stonework was high viewing platform. People fueled the signal fire here in order to warn local residents about impending danger. As you can see, the center of the viewing deck has a tripod where visitors knot ribbons and make wishes. Well, judging by the number of them, a lot of backpackers travel to Akirtas. In its time, the stone boulders served as pipeline, which length reached 3 kilometers. Water from mountains went down to Akirtas settlement in it. However, one question arises: why people created the city there, where there is no available water? The water system of Akirtas started in Uzunbulak Gorge. It was organized from clay pipes and several water reservoirs formed by stone and mud dams. Water came in half-a-meter-long tubes. Their diameter was 18 to 20 centimeters. The resource water got into living houses and farmsteads, yards of which have pools. People know numerous myths surrounding Akirtas. Stones fly over here, and you can hear the sound of dripping liquid. We do not know for sure if it is a fact or fiction, but we know exactly that the atmosphere near Akirtas is really mysterious. Some say the Akirtas monument is a place where convert human capabilities wake up. According to some witnesses, they had prophetic dreams after stopping at the Citadel complex. To find out if it is real or not, come to Akirtas and check it yourself. Akirtas is an irrefutable proof of an unsurpassed mastery of old architects and high culture of the Great Steppe. The precision of geometry figures formed from enormous stone blocks that people could reach with the help of primitive tools of those times. The perfection of masonry on the rough ground of the mountain foot landscape, and finally, the novelty of the stone structure that has no analogues on the whole territory of the Central Asia. All of it provides confidence that nomads already had developed civilization at that time. We received a warm welcome in Jambil district, and it gave us a lot of positive emotions. I did not have a clue what elation I will receive, having toured holy places. Wind Power Station woke the feeling of patriotism and pride for my country. The Akirtas Palace reminded me of the rich history of the medieval Kazakhstan. I am Aynash Sangandikova, and this was Travel Around Kazakhstan. I will catch you later.